and welcome to the Ten of Wands. How are you today, Hershe?
I am good. I'm not Hershe though.
I am.
But I'm good.
I'm here.
And Jeff's good.
Not feeling the best, but
Well,
How are
when
you
this is
feeling?
done, I'm doing good. When this is done, I'm gonna take my motorized cart and get us some Whataburger, a Texas tradition.
Which is, what is that tradition again?
I cannot wait.
It's a family-owned chain of burger stores here in Texas, and they don't put ketchup on their burgers. It's standard is onion, lettuce, pickle, and you can get cheese. But they are fairly big patties, and of fast food burgers, they're pretty good.
That sounds heavenly.
It does.
Shall
It'll
we
be my
start?
first time. We shall.
It may not be White Castle.
What could be?
That's okay. I'm burnt out after a lifetime of it.
And my days of getting drunk and eating a lot of greasy fast food too.
Gone.
Yeah, they're gone. I'm sure I'll do it on the ship, but I can only do it for so long. Okay, let's start with our hook for our Ten of Wands. Get ready to be burdened and unburden yourself. Feeling like you've got the
It
weight
said
of the world
unburdened
on your
in the
shoulders,
description, so.
you're not alone. The Ten of Wands is here to show you that it's time to lighten your load and delegate some of those burdens. Stick around to find out how this card can help you turn stress into success and reclaim your sanity. Sanity. We all need sanity. And just a reminder about the Suit of Wands.
वांस की गुणधर्म टैरो के वॉन्ड के सूट को
That was Hindi.
Was it? Oh my god.
It was.
Oh.
Feeling like you've got the weight of the world on your shoulders, you're not alone. Oh. The Suit of Wands in the Tarot. The Suit of Wands is associated with the element of fire, representing action, creativity, and passion. Here are some of the characteristics commonly associated with the Suit of Wands. Action and initiative. Wands are often linked with taking action, initiating projects, and moving forward with energy and determination. Creativity. This suit embodies creativity, originality, and innovation. It's about expressing oneself authentically and exploring new ideas. Passion and enthusiasm. Wands represent fervor, zeal, and excitement. They signify a strong sense of purpose and enthusiasm for life. Inspiration. Wands are associated with inspiration and the spark of new ideas. They encourage exploration and growth. Courage. This suit symbolizes courage, boldness, and taking risks. It suggests being unafraid to pursue one's dreams and aspirations. Energy and vitality. Wands signify vitality, energy, and drive. They represent a zest for life and the willingness to tackle challenges head on. Adventure and exploration. Wands are linked with adventure, exploration, and the seeking of new experiences. They encourage stepping outside of one's comfort zone and embracing the unknown. Leadership. Wands represent leadership qualities, confidence, and the ability to inspire others. They suggest taking charge of a situation and guiding others towards a common goal. Impulsiveness. On the negative side, wands can sometimes indicate impulsiveness, recklessness, or a lack of planning. They caution against acting too hastily without considering the consequences. Overall, the suit of wands embodies the dynamic, energetic, and passionate aspects of human nature, encouraging us to embrace our creativity, take action, and pursue our goals with enthusiasm. And I may have put you on mute, Hershe. Good afternoon, Miss Moonlight. Thanks for being here. I do believe that is a pile of decks you see on a chair. I think Hershe pulled out some 10 of wand cards from different decks for us today. And that's not the Valentina.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, it is Valentina.
This what? It's actually a pretty tame card for it and pretty unexpressive. So you wouldn't think it were, but it is.
For that deck, yes.
Jeff, have you picked up a lot of burdens in your life, or are you on the reverse 10 of wands, delegating and decluttering and unburdening?
If it's self-imposed, then yes. The ones that I don't need to, I'm learning to work through the ones that I need to clear, and unburden myself with through action or through writing or through changing my thought process. So yes, I have had some, but any type of burden, I believe. But then again, we could come back to this free will discussion, and there's a lot of victim consciousness, and there's almost like a martyrdom that one of you pointed out. I think it was you, Thomas, to that card, or one of the wands cards.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was another card, but I think with this card in particular, there was that sense of being a victim. Well, not a victim, but a martyr for a cause.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hershe's showing her 10 of wands cards. Thank you, Hershe.
I like that card. What deck is that?
I'm not seeing comments for some reason. Which deck is what?
The one that you're holding right now, the card. Like which
She
deck
must be
that
frozen
come
on
from?
your screen.
Oh. Now she's
Have there
not.
been times in your life where where you're feeling all those burdens kind of
At once.
slowly crushing you and your resolve?
I wouldn't say all of them at once, but I would say enough of them to where I have to take a step back and say, how am I going to come through this? Develop a strategy. Um, but I know with the way that particular deck works or that particular suit, we're past the point of strategy by that time. So if it were about the heavy lifting at that point, I do feel burdened for the not just for the sake of being burdened, but it's something I think about every day because sometimes strategies we use do have to change. Otherwise, it's the definition of insanity over and over again, and that's what I also see in that card because all he's doing is he's pushing it, but he's not necessarily looking, in any direction but at the wands. It seems he might be looking down, almost as if he's not proud or not aware of what he's doing. So to me, I feel like there's almost like a senseless mechanical, just for the sake of getting it done type of thing with that card at that point, which really shouldn't be the case because that's the last phase, before he actually gets it done.
Yeah. And on the RWS imagery, he's not carrying the bundle of sticks efficiently. He didn't tie them together or anything. He's just got them all upright where it does look
Correct.
like it's kind of precarious, where, one can slip out and cause a domino effect. And, he's just making it harder. So the the saying that work smarter, not harder, I hate it, but in this case, it might
I do
fly.
too. Well, and that's the thing too is there are people for whom maybe certain things might come easier in their lives as a result of being smart in certain respects, but everyone has to work hard. So I'm sure everybody's burdened in their own way, in their own challenges. Otherwise, they wouldn't be human and they wouldn't be here. So it's really, even though it's about inspiration and motivation, we all encounter, roadblocks. So I just think maybe we might underestimate the card in the sense that by that time, yeah, we've got the plans and we've got the final push, but when we often read it by itself, we do read it simply as a burden, not the final step in realizing a goal. And that's two different things to me that seem at odds with each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the culmination of the one suit. So things have been piling up for a while, but if you get through this last little push, you can see the end is near, and you redouble your resolve and get there, and you can see the results of the hard work of the suit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go to our keywords for the Ten of Wands. Keywords for the Ten of Wands upright: burden, overwhelm, responsibility, stress, hard work, struggle, pressure, exhaustion, duty, obligation, fatigue, endurance, persistence, challenges, effort, workload, commitment, sacrifice, completion, perseverance. Keywords for the Ten of Wands reversed: relief, release, lightning load, delegation, freedom, avoidance, escaping, procrastination, overwhelm, burnout, reevaluation, simplification, breakdown, rest, abandonment, respite, avoiding responsibilities, letting go, redistribution, detachment. And if any of the viewers would comment what they think of the burden card or what comes to mind when they see it in a reading, go ahead and put it in a comment for us. We'll go on to
Is that any better? I have no idea.
yeah, you're better.
Okay.
I didn't see you frozen where Jeff saw you frozen. Let's go on to the Hershe. What do you think about when you see the Ten of Wands and the burden card?
Well, the first thing for me, it's the end of something. It's a 10, so it's a stop sign, but this 10 is more like I'm losing something, even if it's the end of a love affair, if it's the end of something that I genuinely care about. Sometimes we have to make room, and this card for me is an indicator that room needs to be made, and it's a working card for me.
And definitely, once you get to your goal, you can unburden yourself with the pack of wands and create more space in your life for other things. But you are part of that duty driven nine of wands, and you see things through to the end. And once you get to the 10, the end is near and you can see it. And it's just that last little bit of results to get you to your goal. And let's go on to the symbol on the card. The Ten of Wands is rich with symbolism that reflects its meanings and themes. Here's a breakdown of its key symbolic elements. Burdened figure. A man carrying a heavy bundle of 10 wands, representing the weight of responsibilities, struggles, or commitments. Bent posture. The figure's bent posture indicates the strain and exhaustion from carrying too much. Wands. The 10 wands symbolize various tasks, duties, or creative projects that have accumulated over time. Pathway. The path ahead suggests the journey and effort required to reach one's goals or destinations. Town and distance. The town or home in the distance represents the end goal, relief, or a place of rest and support. Yellow sky. The yellow sky often symbolizes hope, optimism, and enlightenment, suggesting that relief is in sight despite current burdens. Green landscape. Green fields can symbolize growth, potential, and natural cycle taking on and releasing burdens. These symbols collectively convey the card's themes of hard work, burden, responsibility, and the eventual promise of relief and accomplishment. So the goal is nearby, symbolized by the house or the castle or the town in the background. You see the end goal in sight.
Is the goal's in sight at this point, but it's still hard to reach? Like, I'm trying to figure that out.
Well, I think it's redoubling your resolve. I've gone this far, and now I see the end of my journey is over. So let's just suck it up and continue on and get to the goal, so I can move on from this and I don't have this hanging over my head anymore.
But you laid out all the plans and everything in those other cards, like the 5, 6, 7, and whatever. This card is not like supposed to be another barrier that's in front of you, or is it more psychological, like you're putting a barrier in because you're so close to the end, like in a marathon?
Um,
Like, you see it that way?
we're in the completion, so just the promise of relief can spur us on and help us get to the end.
Okay.
I
But
think there's an
we see
exception
this
to
figure
that.
as a lump.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I thought you were done, Brother Thomas. Sorry. I just wanted to say, and if there is
Oh
a
no.
nine of
Tell us your
swords,
exception. Sorry.
I would say if the nine of swords is paired anywhere in this energy of a ten of wands, I would say that the nine of swords is an almost guarantee that you will not meet your goal, you will not succeed, and you might have to start over again if the nine of swords is there.
Okay.
But again, that's just for me. That's just something that I learned for my own life experiences. So I don't know. Maybe somebody else knows there's maybe a stop card for them when it comes to the ten of wands. So I don't know. But that was just I wanted to say that before I forgot.
Okay.
And welcome, Viviani. Thank you for being here.
Hi, Cosmic. How you doing, Nicole? Sleep well, love bug.
And we're going to go on to the numerology of 10. 10 is the completion of the cycle and the first two-digit number, which, when combined with the 1 and the 0, we go back to 1, to beginnings, fresh starts. In numerology, the number 10 is significant and carries various meanings. Completion. As the first two-digit number, 10 symbolizes the completion of a cycle, indicating that something has come full circle. New beginnings. Following completion, 10 also heralds new beginnings, a fresh start with the potential for growth and new opportunities. Potential. The number 10 contains all the possibilities of 1, beginnings and leadership, and 0, infinity potential, suggesting a powerful mix of both. Wholeness represents a sense of wholeness or perfection as it combines the singular and infinite aspects of existence. Transformation. The shift from 9 to 10 marks a transition often involving significant change and evolution. Manifestation. 10 indicates the manifestation of ideas and intentions into reality, turning dreams into concrete outcomes. In the context of tarot, the Ten of Wands embodies these numerological principles by showing the accumulation of efforts, completion, and subsequent need to transition, new beginnings, as burdens are released. So that's what we have for our numerology. So 10 is that completion and the promise of a new beginning. So once we get our load lightened, we can start something fresh or make way for something that we've started and have more time for it. Let's go on to zodiac, planet, and element. for the 10. The 10 of Wands in tarot is associated with specific zodiac signs, a planet, and an element, each contributing to its overall interpretation. Zodiac. Sagittarius. Sagittarius is known for its adventurous spirit, optimism, and quest for knowledge. However, it can also take on too much and become overwhelmed, which aligns with the burdens depicted on the Ten of Wands. Planet Saturn. Saturn represents discipline, responsibility, and hard work, often bringing challenges and lessons that require perseverance. The burdens and responsibilities in the Ten of Wands reflect Saturn's influence of structure and limitation. Element Fire. The fire represents energy, passion, and action. While fire can be empowering and motivating, it can also lead to burnout if not managed properly. The Ten of Wands depiction of being overburdened is a caution about potential pitfalls of overextending oneself. These associations enhance the understanding of the Ten of Wands, emphasizing themes of hard work, responsibility, and the need to balance enthusiasm with caution to avoid overwhelm. So, do you see all three of those reflected in the card?
In the upright, I mean, I guess I don't know. I don't know much about the planets and all of that, so I'm still learning about that. But I mean, I don't know. I just see this card as a huge super ego. Apparently, I'm not wanted on the computer today.
The planet part of it is what I want to learn about next, like more intensely, like what planets in what astrologicals or moon sign or whatever rule the cards, because I think that helps to understand them more. So I want to learn that too.
Yeah, and that's why I'm including those
The glyphs.
along with these deep dives. So, like earlier in the wand suit, we had Mercury and Mars energy, and now that we're to completion, we're getting further out in our solar system to Saturn. So it's at the time that people began assigning certain planets, you know, Neptune and Uranus hadn't been discovered yet, or they were conjectured about, but they weren't known yet. So Saturn was the culmination in the 1910 period of most people's planetary knowledge.
And that was in itself a completion right there. Saturn represents completion. And then, of course, the whole Saturn return thing that we only get one of those in our lifetime, but some might get two, I think.
What is it, it's like every 28 and a half to 32 years. So I'm in my I'm at the end of my second Saturn return. So think of your life at 28. Were you completing things or starting afresh?
Yes.
On other things?
Yeah. Having to start fresh, yes. 27's a bitch, as Axl Rose said. No, Prince said it to Axl Rose. It makes sense. Because 28 is no bargain. 27, 28 are hard. Those are hard ages.
And if you think of like celebrity deaths and suicides, 27 seems to be a very
Yep.
rough year in a lot of people's lives. You know, some people can't see getting through and completing something, and then or being aimless and starting something new. Yeah, the Egyptians had more knowledge than you know, the Middle Ages and 1900s. You know, they were much further ahead in knowing their place in the universe. They probably even knew that it wasn't a uh, Earth-centric model of our planetary system. So, Jeff, what planet are you from? Are you firmly an Earthbound person, or
Mars. So, but if I had to say what planet, well,
is
what
that Mars
planet?
Venus thing?
Yeah, because if I'm reading this correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong, anyone out there, if are you ruled by the planet that is ruling your sign, or does it not work that way? Because if it were
Let's see,
Mars,
Pisces. No, I think the zodiac sign has a planet assigned to it. So me
so Aries.
being a Pisces,
Oh, Pisces has Neptune,
I've
right?
got a Neptune. Yeah, Pisces has Neptune, I believe.
And I think, what does Sagittarius have? Saturn or Jupiter? It's one of them.
Well, this card would say Saturn because
Okay.
Sagittarius and Saturn were in our video.
Cancer's the moon. If that's a planet, well, that's not a planet though, but
Was
it
a
is the moon.
planetary body. Yeah. Okay,
Leo's the
let's go
sun.
on to our yes
Yeah.
no. The sun is included as a planetary body, but it's local to our part of the universe. You know, our
Okay.
planetary system. And then, you know, we could go on to Ceres and all the other protoplanets that go into astrology. Um, astrology, not astronomy. So there's things floating in the meteor belt and in the Kuiper belt that are protoplanets because they haven't cleared out their path yet and become a planet. That's why Pluto was demoted. Its orbit is not cleared out yet. Okay, on to yes, no. Yes or no? The Ten of Wands is generally not considered a favorable card for a straight yes or no question. It often leans more towards no due to its themes of burden, stress, and overwhelm. If you draw this card in response to a yes no question, it suggests complications, excessive responsibilities, or obstacles that might make the desired outcome challenging or unfeasible at this time. And Hershe's reminding us to make the rounds and do the YouTubey things, subscribe, like, comment after the video is over. And Jeff is, I'm going to say, an award-winning author, and he has 2 books that are published, available from Amazon. Some good writ, and speaks for itself. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting the names of the books. So while we're on vacation, let's go for some affirmations. An affirmation for the Ten of Wands upright. I acknowledge the weight of my responsibilities, understanding that my dedication and hard work are paving the way to my success. Each challenge I face is an opportunity for growth and resilience. I am strong, capable, and committed to seeing my tasks through to completion. I find balance by prioritizing my well-being alongside my duties, ensuring I remain focused and energized. Every step I take, no matter how difficult, brings me closer to my goals and dreams. An affirmation for the Ten of Wands reversed. I release the burdens that weigh me down, knowing that it's okay to ask for help and delegate tasks when needed. I let go of the pressure to carry everything alone and allow myself to prioritize self-care and well-being. I recognize that avoiding overwhelm is crucial for my mental and physical health. I embrace simplicity and I find ways to lighten my load, knowing that it's okay to let go of tasks or responsibilities that no longer serve me. I trust that by releasing what I no longer serves me, I create space for new opportunities and growth in my life. So that was our affirmations, and you can see the hope of the reversed Ten of Wands, and that creativity is part of figuring out how to unburden yourself. And we do have a short story today, just a little over 5 minutes. So if you want to get your artistic materials out and or your journal and see what the story helps solidify the Ten of Wands for you. You can write the interpretations from your thinking into your journals and make that part of your Ten of Wands meaning. So we'll start our story. 1, Fraying Threads. With the harvest completed, the Grimsworth farm settled into a more predictable routine. Yet, despite the recent success, Elian felt gnawing and uneasy. The weight of the wands had lightened during the harvest, but now they seemed to press down on him with renewed intensity. The Ten of Wands reverse, drawn repeatedly in his nightly tarot readings, was a clear warning. He was on the brink of collapse, and his burdens were not being managed wisely. Elian was in the fields when Mara approached him one late autumn afternoon, her face etched with concern. "Elian, you've been pushing yourself too hard again," she said. her voice gentle but firm. You need to rest. The farm is stable for now, and we can handle the daily chores. Elian wiped the sweat from his brow and sighed. I can't afford to slow down, Mira. There's always something that needs to be done. Mira took his hands, her eyes filled with worry. Listen to me, Elian. You're burning out. You can't carry this weight alone. We all saw what happened during the harvest. The village came together and everything got done. You need to trust us. Trust Aislinn and me. Her words struck a chord deep within him, but Elian struggled to let go of his ingrained sense of duty. The reverse Ten of Wands suggested he was overwhelmed and his stubbornness was leading him to take on too much. That evening, after another exhausting day, Elian sat at his desk with the tarot deck in front of him. He drew the Ten of Wands, reversed yet again. The image of the man buckling under the load of the wands was a stark reflection of his current state. He knew he had to make a change, but the path forward was unclear. Chapter 2. The Breaking Point. The winter months arrived, bringing cold winds and long nights. The farm required constant attention to ensure the livestock were warm and the food supplies lasted. Elian, despite his family's pleas, continued to push himself to the brink. One particularly harsh morning, Elian woke to find thick layers of frost covering the ground. The water troughs for the animals were frozen solid, and the barn doors were difficult to open. As he struggled to break the ice, a sharp pain shot through his back. He winced, but kept working, unwilling to acknowledge the toll it was taking on him. By midday, the pain had intensified, and Elian found it increasingly difficult to move. Aislinn, noticing his discomfort, insisting him to take a break. Elian, you need to rest. You're going to hurt yourself if you keep this up. But Elian, stubborn and determined, brushed her off. I'll be fine, Aislinn. There's too much to do. That evening, as Elian lay in bed, the pain became unbearable. He could barely move, and every breath was a struggle. Mira and Aislinn, alarmed by his condition, called for old man Gareth, who had some knowledge of herbal remedies and healing. Gareth arrived quickly, his face grave, and as he examined Elian. You've pushed yourself too hard, lad. Your body needs time to heal. You must rest, or you'll make it worse. Elian, too weak to argue, finally conceded, as Gareth prepared a poultice to ease the pain. Elian felt a wave of guilt and frustration wash over him, as he tried to carry too much alone, and now he was paying the price. Chapter 3. Unraveling. Days turned into weeks, and Elian remained bedridden, forced to confront the reality he'd been avoiding. The farm still needed tending, and with him out of commission, Mira and Aislinn took on more responsibilities. Neighbors pitched in where they could, but the strain was evident. Elian's mind raced with thoughts of all the tasks that were falling behind. The reverse Ten of Wands haunted him, its message clear. His refusal to delegate and ask for help was not only hurting him, but those that he cared about. One evening, as Mira sat by his bedside, Elian finally spoke the words that had been weighing on his heart. I'm sorry, Mira. I've let you down. I've let everyone down. Mira shook her head, tears in her eyes. You haven't let anyone down, Elian. You're human. You can't do everything alone. We're a family. We need to help and rely on each other. Elian nodded, the truth of her words sinking in. I see that now. I've been so focused on my duties that I forgot the importance of leaning on others. I need to change. Mira smiled gently. It's never too late, Elian, and we'll get through this together, as we always have. As Elian recovered, he gradually took on small tasks, always mindful not to overexert himself. He began to see this farm through a new lens, one where collaboration and shared responsibility were paramount. So while I was watching that, I thought of two fictional characters that would go with our upright and our reverse Ten of Wands. If I see the Ten of Wands upright, I think of Eeyore. Oh, woe is me. Not a lot of enthusiasm, kind of dragged down. And then the Ten of Wands reversed would be Seeley from The Color Purple, when she said, free at last, thank God Almighty, I'm free at last. And I think that is what those two characters kind of embody this card for me. Anybody else see any fictional characters that this card could apply to? And remember, I take all these recordings and put them together so you don't have to listen to us and our commentary. You can just get the deep dive of the card. You know, it ends up between 18 and 25 minutes for each card so far. And this concludes the first part of the wand suit. We've gone through the major arcana and the ace through 10 of wands. And next week we'll be at the ace of something. I haven't, Clark Kent. Unassuming Clark Kent. And is that for your upright or is that for your reverse Hershe? And I may have asked a question while she went upright. Okay. So yeah, keeping his identity safe is a burden when the card's drawn in an upright position. I can see that. Or any hit while the story poetry hit while the story was going on. And if you do like this comment, remember to come back and comment after the live is off. You know, anything that comes to you, put it in the comments, and we can discuss it in the comments after the videos post. Jeff must be getting kicked off too. I don't know what's going on in the StreamYard universe, but fortunately I've been spared this go round. And while we're waiting for Jeff, let's just go ahead and do the end summary for the card. Summary for the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands in tarot represents the burden of responsibility and overwhelm, depicted by a figure carrying a heavy load of wands. It symbolizes the challenges and the struggles that come with taking on too much. This card urges you to assess your commitments and obligations, as well as the toll they may be taking on your well-being. It encourages you to prioritize, delegate, or let go of tasks that are draining your energy. While it signifies hard work and determination, it also warns against burnout and the importance of seeking balance. Overall, the Ten of Wands prompts reflection on how you manage your responsibilities and the need to lighten your load to avoid exhaustion and regain a sense of clarity and freedom. Welcome back. I'm sorry that you keep getting kicked out, Jeff.
It's
I
okay.
don't know what's going on. Did you have some creativity that you would like to share during our story?
Mm-hmm. I took on your guilt and shame, yet neither was so vulgar you couldn't have worked through what remained. Instead of bringing it by so I could pick up pieces of our lives, you left me alone lying in vain. The time it took to realize you were a pawn in someone else's game made it that much harder to walk uphill with your own claim instead of your disdain. But you don't have to be the martyr, so in case you can't carry it any farther and can't lay the burden down gracefully, you can work diligently on something new you want to pursue. That's all I got.
It's lovely. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
And sorry that Hershey kept getting kicked out. So she said she was kicked out 3 times. So
I got kicked out about 3 times.
third
Too.
time's the charm. Yeah. And she said your poem was wonderful.
Thank you, Hershe. Hugs.
Hershey has meta messages tomorrow at 11 a.m. And then I don't know if True Crime pre-record going on next week at some time. But Wednesday at 8 p.m. we do shadow work together. And then next Sunday will be the ace of whatever I pick. And what's coming up for you, Jeff?
What do I have this week? Well, I have started my own new series. It's called the DQ, and it's about, I don't know if you've seen it. Called the Danger Quotient. We take like people from 45's clan who are instrumental in his downfall during this criminal trial, and we see how much attention has been drawn to them by MAGA to where they want to hurt them. So we see if there's any protection around them or not. We usually read on 2 people, and we see based on that if they're in medium to high danger. And we got some interesting reads on the first one. We did Stormy Daniels and we did Michael Cohen. And then I might do. I might just put out the table of contents on the book that I'm working on this week too, so you all can see it or see the different poems. I have 72, which is more than I've ever had for a book. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'm probably going to be spending more time editing that this week because right after I edited it, I went back and I found like 5 other errors that were glaringly obvious that I didn't pick up on. So before I send it to a proofreader, I want to know what I'm talking about and that I've actually done the work on it. So that's what I'm doing this week. I'll be on for some off the cuff readings, of course, too. I don't know about what yet, but
Well, now that 45 has been found guilty of 34 felonies, do you think that is just going to redouble the hardcore MAGAs to get him back as president? Or
I do.
do you think some will come to their
Linda G
senses and say,
see
hey,
War.
we...
No. I think those who are involved now, there might be some on the fringe for whom what happened won't change their mind either way. But I think Linda G doesn't see a civil war. I don't know if I agree with that. I think this time around, Republican Party may fade, and what might be left might be this sort of fascist, oligarchic thing after this election, where maybe 6 years down the line, you have a totally new set of circumstances in our political arena where we have like a really fascist party and we have the democracy, and it's going to be about those two butting heads. That's what I think. I don't think the Republican Party right now, the way it stands, is going to be able to sustain all the people.
Yeah, I don't. Well, if Congress can get rid of their thinking of Social Security and disability and stuff as entitlements, whereas Social Security, you and your employer both contributed all your working life to, that they need to repay what they've stolen from the coffers over the years.
Yeah. Or they'll just go along with the fascist party and leave the Republican Party behind, and I don't know, go with them maybe. People like Tom Cotton and
They won't call it the fascist party, correct?
they won't call it that. Maybe they'll just call it MAGA. Maybe they'll call it MAGA. I don't know. But
the Mussoliniisms.
Yeah.
Do you have any plans for Tuesday yet, Jeff?
I do not. So I'm wide open on that front.
Okay. Would you like to do tarot pairs and reading again?
Definitely.
Okay. So join Jeff and myself Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central, for tarot pairs and open readings for our guests. Thank you all so much for being here with us. Sorry about the technical difficulties. StreamYard will try to clear it up. Once this is done, they'll do the local recordings from Hershe and Jeff that it uploaded to the cloud and clear up as much as it possibly can. So a replay video will be better than the live. So with that, remember to treat yourself, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and go out and make it a great day. See you, everyone.